what it seems. So tell me what you found in this story, the physicist challenge to the official 9/11 story.
Well, this is a story about Stephen E. Jones, who's a physicist at Brigham Young University, and how he's examined the collapse speed of Building 7, which was the third building to fall that day. It was a 47-story steel frame building that was not hit by an airplane. It had fires in it just on a few floors, and then at 5:20 that afternoon it collapsed in its own footprint in 6.6 seconds. Now, if you threw a cannonball off the roof, 47 stories, it takes 6 seconds to hit the ground. So this whole idea that the building collapsed that quickly meant that all 24 of the core steel pillars failed simultaneously. This has never happened in a building, a steel frame building, ever because of fires. And his conclusion is the only way this could have happened is that military-grade thermite was used to bring the building down. Now, he doesn't speculate who put that in there or who did it. He just says the physics of this issue are quite clear, that the building did not fall down simply because of a fire, that it had to have had demolitions in it.
Did anyone pick up on this story, Dr. Phillips? Has anyone picked up on this to the point where they want to look at it further?
This is one that just completely gets negative. It either gets negative coverage or no coverage in the U.S. Any questioning of the official 9/11 Commission report is called a conspiracy theory, even though in this case the science is quite clear. In fact, there are over 24 structural engineers, physicists, chemists on the 9/11 truth groups that say that he's correct. And then the Swiss Institute of Technology, two of the structural analyst professors there, Dr. Hugo Brockman and Jörg Schneider, have both said that they believe that Building 7 came down because of demolitions.
Now, Dr. Phillips, we're 5 years on from when the event actually happened. Why do you think this story took so long to come out?
Well, actually, it hasn't come out.
Oh, well, I mean, well, at least your evidence of it, yeah.
Exactly, and we picked this up a year and a half ago from Deseret News, which is the Salt Lake City newspaper, and Stephen Jones was at our conference. He gave a lecture. It's been published. It's out on the internet and that sort of thing, but he continually is just accused of being a conspiracy theorist without a really good scientific assessment of what he's saying. So it's a debate, and we think that the debate between the scientists needs to be covered as an important story in the U.S.
Now, in the 30 years you've been going, Dr. Phillips, have you ever had people, based on the book being published and these stories being highlighted as missed stories in your book, have you found they've been picked up and then followed up afterwards?
Oh, definitely. 1 out of 3 of the stories over the 30 years have gone on to get corporate media coverage.
Because of the publication, you feel?
Well, we'd like to think that, but that would be a big claim. But in some cases, that was clearly the case. With the plutonium on board the Cassini space shot, when we publicized that, and Dr. Carl Grossman was the person speaking about that issue, if the spacecraft had not successfully made the launch, it would have endangered a major part of Florida. That was picked up by 60 Minutes and aired right away, and they actually got that from our book. But we often don't know, but these stories are very important, and a lot of them do go on to get national coverage.